Formula 1 returns to Spain for pre-season testing ahead of the 2019 Formula 1 season, a season which brings with it new regulation changes for the second time within 3 years, as following many complaints from the drivers in 2018, the aerodynamics of the cars which changed dramatically. Initially planned as part of the 2021 regulations, these changes were brought forward in the aim of creating closer racing. The amount of aero on the front wings has been significantly reduced, resembling almost that of the 2009 aero changes. Wheel nuts on the brake ducts have also been banned, as well as the blown wheel nuts that all the teams on the grid previously used. It was thought that with these aero changes, it could provide a mix-up to the pecking order. However, the top teams will look to get on top of the new regulations quickly to keep themselves at the sharp end of the grid. Despite some teams being affected more than others, the regulation changes look to have closed the gaps even further between the teams, with many of the midfield teams eyeing off a potential podium at some point throughout the season. Williams were the first team to break cover and get some laps under their belt. The British outfits seem to be on the pace early on in the test and are expected to challenge for both titles again this coming season. The new aero regs seem to have favoured the team, as their aero package now works in conjunction with Williams' design philosophy from the early 2000s, as the cars have always been low drag. However, the team will have to cope now in the post-Tyro era, as the 2016 champion has moved on towards a new team. So Williams are also looking to introduce their flywheel ERS system later down in the season. This system was originally planned to be part of the 2010 car if refuelling wasn't banned, as the larger fuel tank took up the space where the flywheel would have been. If Williams can successfully introduce the concept, it should guarantee both championships for the British outfit. Williams keep faith in Robbie Kubica. He'll have his work cut out with new teammate Mick Schumacher. Schumacher already has one race win under his belt from the junior team Haas BMW, and is keen to add to his tally of race wins this coming season. McLaren finally look to be on the road to recovery, keeping with their philosophy from 2018 and eyeing out the major issues. The 2018 car had way too much drag, which was the radical design of the car. The new regulations look to have worked in favour of the McLaren team, as less aero allows for less drag. These signs do look to be promising, with both cars in the top 12 in the speed trap for the first time since testing in 2016. The chassis of the MCL34 also appears to be much improved, with both drivers' average cornering speeds also inside the top 12. It wasn't just the car that saw changes for this season, but also a change in the management department. And after nearly 40 years at the realm, Ron Dennis steps down from McLaren, with Zak Brown now taking the realm as CEO. Long-time McLaren faithful Rio Haryanto has set his targets high for 2019, aiming to beat his points tally scored with the team in 2016. McLaren Junior and FT runner-up Lando Norris makes the move up to partner the highly rated Indonesian, who will have to share the drive with Toyota reserve driver Nobuharu Matsushita, who will compete in the Asian races and the season finale at Brazil. This coming after Toyota offered McLaren a sizable cash injection for taking on their prospect, and following 2 dreadful years for McLaren, it didn't take them long to accept the offer. The Scuderia looked to move past the disastrous 2018 season, which saw them claim only one race win and finish the season with as many points combined from all 3 drivers near enough. Jean-Eric Vergne scored on his way to the championship title in 2017. Reliability, however, looks to be an issue for Ferrari, as Vettel was seen numerous times throughout the days of testing running in very low engine modes and rarely troubling the top of the timesheets. There's much the same story on the other side of the Ferrari garage, but on a whole, the Scuderia Ferrari looked to have made progress, and the team celebrate 90 years since being founded by Enzo Ferrari this season. Ferrari keep on Sebastian Vettel for another season and promote Charles Leclerc after a highly successful debut season with the now defunct Sauber team, which saw the Monegasque take 3 podium finishes. Will the 2017 FT champion accept playing second fiddle to his 5-time champion teammate, or we see a season similar to that of McLaren in 2007 as both drivers fight it out for supremacy? The only American team on the grid, Haas, once again pick up custom-made BMW engines for this season and will look to move past the issues that plagued them throughout the second half of the 2018 season. Statistically speaking, 2018 was the team's worst in terms of championship position and least amount of points scored. Often used as the testing for Williams aero parts, Haas will look to benefit some more successful upgrades from BMW in 2019. Haas also expected to receive the flywheel upgrade from Williams and BMW once it's introduced later in the season. Disappointed not to make the move up to Williams, Lance Stroll remains determined as ever to prove his potential to the team, whether his new teammate Colton Herta may be his toughest challenge yet. Whether Herta is also one of the busiest drivers on the grid for this year, he's also running a full-time IMSA WeatherTech Championship run, and also has a full-time drive in IndyCar as well. Long-time affiliated Red Bull Junior team Toro Rosso will also be looking to make amends for a disaster 2018, and the kids seeing what their 2 new rookie drivers can do. The chassis of the STR14 is much improved and it's been built around a Honda engine for this season. Toro in many ways the guinea pigs for Honda last season, but all the hard work pay off and boost the Italian team back into the midfield. Alexander Albon becomes the first Thai driver since 1955 to take to the track. Partnering him for this season will be Nico Kari. After some impressive performances given the cars he was in 2017 and 2018, Red Bull will be expecting the Finn to lead the team for 2019. Toyota looked to build off an encouraging 2018 campaign, to saw the Japanese outfit finally become a serious front-running contender and take 5 victories throughout the 2018 season. The team were also showing signs that they had the car to beat in the early rounds, but focused more on long-running pace during the days of testing and yet to show their outright potential. Toyota last topped the timing pages back in testing in 2005, will 2019 be the year that they finally taste championship glory. Toyota's championship charge packed some serious punch once again, as one-time race winner Kamui Kobayashi and 2008 Drivers' Champion Lewis Hamilton looked to attain championship glory at the 11th time of asking for Toyota. Kobayashi knows that he needs to up his game for this season with Matsushita lurking in the wings, so he's also running a joint campaign in Super Formula to better himself as a driver. Most eyes were on Mercedes during the days of testing, as they start fresh with Fernando Alonso retiring at the end of 2018. Much like Toyota, Mercedes focused more on long-run pace during winter testing, but early signs look to be promising for the German outfit. As Mercedes last mastered the regulation changes back in 2014 and went on to dominate in both championships, can they repeat that feat for this coming season? They'll sure be looking to do so, however now with the all-new driver lineup. 2018 F2 champion George Russell will partner proven talent Daniel Kvyat, who makes a much anticipated move from Red Bull, as he's still searching for his first driver's title, feeling he should already have 2 under his belt from 2016 and 2018. Pascal Wehrlein drops to the role of reserve by mutual consent with the team, as by his own admission, his poor performances in 2018 is what ultimately lost Mercedes the Constructors' Championship to Williams by only 5 points in the final race. Renault, another team looking to continue their forward momentum from 2018, and look to be topping the midfield at a minimum as a target for this season. The team also set the target of breaking clear of the best of the rest to make strides towards the top 5 teams, also targeting 3 podium finishes throughout the year. Renault keep with the solid driver pairing of 2017 Drivers' World Champion and 2-time Formula E champion Jean-Eric Vergne, a 1-time race winner and 2009 GP2 champion Nico Hülkenberg. Red Bull's 2-year tenure with Ford Cosworth came to an end, with Honda now taking the realm. Despite a relatively disastrous 2018 season with Toro Rosso, Honda looked to have made significant gains over the winter break. The aero regulation changes, however, could be an unknown for the Austrian outfit, and for the past 10 years the 80 new designed Red Bull cars have been the kings of aero. However, it looks like the team might be playing catch-up in the early rounds to the other top teams. Max Verstappen starts his 3rd season with Red Bull, eager to get more race wins under his belt. And partnering the Dutchman for the season will be Pierre Gasly, who makes the move up from Toro Rosso. Despite being the new boy in the team, however, Gasly is the older of the 2 drivers. Alfa Romeo returned to the F1 grid for the first time since 1985 as a constructor, following a merger with what was previously the Sauber team. With this merge came the car that Sauber would have raced with for 2019, and despite the 2018 Sauber C37 being one of the more successful Sauber cars the team produced, the C38 features an all-new radical front-wing design. The design incorporates almost the same nose structure as what McLaren are running, as well as the same design of the Ferrari on the wings, albeit much shorter, leaving much space before the end of the wing. This such design had everyone thinking in the paddock if Sauber had got it very right or very wrong with this design. The livery for the newly named AR19 has also been designed to reflect the past and the present. The bottom black half represents Sauber's debut livery from 1993, where the team ran in almost a bare black livery, with the upper half now showing the new identity of the Alfa Romeo team. Alfa Romeo first tasted championship glory when the championship began back in 1950 and 1951. They aimed to return to past glories with the incredible signing of 2016 Drivers' Champion Josh Tiro. When Tiro was interviewed over his move to the Italian outfit, the 2016 Drivers' Champion states that he wanted a new challenge and to help build a team from the ground up to make future championship success that much sweeter. As Tiro has moved from BMW Williams, he has some knowledge of the flywheel system, albeit limited. However, he'll be able to Alfa Romeo to implement a system of their own. His teammate for this coming season was still yet to be decided, however, as it's believed that there's 3 drivers to be in the mix. Carmen Jorda, Otto Markelov and even Guido van der Gar's name was being thrown around. However, it looks as if negotiations will continue all the way until the opening round of the season for who will partner the 2016 Drivers' Champion. It wasn't just the cars and drivers that saw changes for this season. There's also been a change to the season calendar for this year, with Monaco returning. However, the races have been grouped together, starting in Asia and Australia, and moving towards Europe and then over to America to end the season. The aim of this was just to reduce costs and to try and lure in some more teams with the predicted lower costs of the 2021 changes once they're fully introduced. Also, another change with two of the races, and Monaco returns to the calendar following a year off, and Monaco and USA Short will be run as wildcard races to try and spice up the action a little bit further, with all the teams and drivers scoring points from position 1 to 20. So with Mercedes starting anew and Williams looking to introduce a new radical system, will it be the German and British outfit once again fighting out for championship glory? Or can Ferrari, Toyota and Red Bull get in the mix? Or maybe even one of the midfield teams from 2018? Find out soon, as the Australian Grand Prix is only weeks away.